we're proposing to start officially Sunday the 13th, the 3-month mini mentoring, which is phase 3, plus 1 day in-person clinical. Now, there's really 2 options. Again, you can either experience the live clinical or the recording of the live clinical. But the mentoring is all live. You get that regardless of whether you get the live clinical or not. So the in-person 1-day practice visit will be from 8:30 to 5. We'll aim to schedule something within 6 months of Sunday the 13th, but obviously we'll be flexible due to COVID. So Simon's going to set specific dates, right? You can, max we're allowed is 2 people at a time. So at least you have someone from the advanced group who will be there at the same time. There's only 2. So Simon will set certain dates. We know that there's only about 7 or 8 from Victoria out of the 26 advanced students. So a good chance those will be the only ones inclined to, visit. Some may come from interstate, less so from, the US and other places, but we'll see. So Simon will, as soon as COVID, hopefully by mid-September. So within that time frame of 3 to 6 months, every month he'll probably pick a day, and then first come first serve, just book it in, and we'll have just 2 people max. So that's going to be the live clinical. Now, if you can't make it, then obviously you can get the recording of that. There'll be roughly 5 hours of clinical sessions. And this while he works on his patients. Now, post-clinical, so we're going to hold a few of these. As soon as the clinical is done and we've recorded it and send it to everyone, those who attended live, we'll probably do some post-clinical Q&A calls with in groups of 5 or 6 or whatever. So those who couldn't attend live, if you're attending live, over lunch, you'll be asking him questions, and throughout the day, you'll be asking him a lot of questions. So we want to give you that kind of experience through a 2-hour Q&A call with Simon after you've watched, the recordings and or attended the live clinical. All right. So that's like a extra bonus Q&A. And then there's 3 months of Q&As, right? That's the mini mentorship, which starts Sunday the 13th. So, regardless of when, the clinical situation will be allowed, we will start the mini mentorship, literally 2 weeks after the previous Q&A call from phase 2. So the mini mentorship is 6 sessions of 2 hours. It will be in a HIPAA compliant environment. You can submit your patient case studies. I think we're going to use Slack or some sort of communication channel. This will be only for people into phase 3. So in Slack, in Facebook group, we're not going to allow people to put, it's not HIPAA compliant, so you can't really upload patient information up there. But inside Slack or some other communication system where it is HIPAA compliant, will allow you to not only submit questions during the Q&As, but you can submit your case studies in that private group only for those in phase 3. And Simon will address it, at least once or twice a week. And we'll kind of find out, pretty much. So not only will he answer the questions, during the live Q&A, but he said to me, it's more efficient for him to answer or review a case typing, and not in a group email, which is one option, but something like Slack, it's just, log in and you can see the history of all the chats, and you can mastermind, you can help each other, add some comments and so on. So it's a very efficient way to learn. And so it's more intense way, more intense way of getting your case studies reviewed and commented on, not just once every 2 weeks. So Simon, do you want to add anything to that?
No, that sounds good.
Yeah. So is this still 5 hours of scientific CBD? If you get 5 hours of clinical experience, you would, wouldn't it? Or is it more?
Yeah, the clinic is full time.
All right. So it's either going to be 5 hours if you get the recording, or I don't know, 8 hours if you attend live or something like that. So we'll adjust that depending on whether you attend live or whatever. So any questions on that? So how much is it? Well, this is the pricing that we had already from the beginning. So it is super, we are in super early bird. We originally said it would end 30th of June, but we're gonna just spring it on you like this because we've only just made it available uh, uh, on the website. So you can just purchase it now. Before it was only phase 1 and 2, but now it's available. And we've decided to extend this really, decent super early bird rate till Tuesday, July 7th. So you just got to, get it done in the next 10 days. It's plenty of time. We'll email it to everyone and those who haven't attended this live. And then there's a solid month and a half or more of early bird pricing. So you got, if you can't make that decision for whatever reason, I mean, everyone here has already said they want to go through all the way through. We just made it easy by splitting the payments over 3 months, really, since we started in March, or since we finished the intro since March. I think we've got a question. Okay, so if we do the in-person, we also get access to the recording? Absolutely. Yep, that's included for sure. So if I didn't make that clear. Basically, and for both options, whether you get the live clinical or the recording, you also get the live post-clinical 2-hour Q&A. And, oh, sorry, we didn't mention, you also do get the recording of the clinical. If you come live, you won't remember everything you see, but we will record it and you will get that as a bonus. So that's
We might not record every session. So
yeah, well, you'll decide, Simon, because that's for different privacy issues. That's why I said approximately 5 hours, out of the whole 8 hours, right? That you'll be seeing patients. I mean, what is it? I mean, there's like,
no, we're not. Anyway, we'll discuss it. But
yeah,
we're
there's
not
only going to be
necessarily going to record your personal session. You'll get one recording. Everyone will get one recording.
yeah, you'll get the same recording, correct? So Simon will, record whichever session that's
one day will be recorded.
Yeah, one day will be recorded, and that's the one
It might be
that,
your day that you turn up. When you get the recording, it'll be of that day that we recorded.
yeah. So everyone's only going to get the same recording, correct? They're not going to get they're not necessarily going to get the recording of the day they turn up, because we're not recording every single clinical day, correct?
Yes.
All right, is that clear, everyone? So you're just going to get one particular recording of which Simon decides that's the best day to record with the most interesting patients or whatever. That will end up being the one that we share. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more editing and stuff. But all right, so hopefully that's clear. What would be the general content of the practice manual, says Eric, for phase 3? Is there still other theory or protocols of how you run your practice, correct? That's inside this practice.
Yeah, it's more the SOPs, right?
Yeah, so that'd be very valuable, right? Like, I think there's a whole bunch of questions from someone else, like, how do you book patients? How do you do this? And Simon says, well, that's really part of phase 3. So you'll get SOPs for that. So the pricing for 3 months of mentorship in a very, HIPAA compliant and much more intensive environment where you can submit cases throughout the week and Simon will attend to them. Efficiently, he'll do it probably just twice a week, once on the weekend, once during the weekday. We'll finalize that, but it'll be a lot more intensive than just answering submitted case studies once every 2 weeks that we are kind of doing now as a bonus. So that would be 3-month period. And then the super early bird is 2,500 Aussie plus GST for the live, and the recording is 2,000 plus GST. All right, so it's 2,200 for the recording version. So if you want the live experience, this is the best value. All right. If you wait till after July 7th and before September 1st, it's going to be jumped to 3,000. It's an extra $500 and 2,250 plus GST. And the final pricing will be 3,500 for the live. And so if you want to attend more than once, it's 1,500 a day. If you want to come again, that's possible. People have asked. and then the recording is 20. If you just want the recording, it's 2,500. If you decide to join after September 1st, we're starting on the 13th, mind you, right? Phase 3. So phase 1 and 2 are already done, pretty much. Oh, I mean, we've covered all that. So that's about it. Just go to the website /advanced and then you scroll all the way down to registration. You can pick whether the live attendance or the recording. That's inclusive of GST. Just register now, and you should be able to do, make your usual payments. Oh. And super early bird until Tuesday, midnight, 7th of July. You can either go to bit.ly /advanced phase 3, or just go to straight2natural.com /advanced.